Welcome to another edition of Sticks and Stones. I'm your host, Brent Elrod, coming to you from the wonderful confines of the No Shoes Bar and Grill, the patio at the No Shoes Bar and Grill, here deep in the heart of Texas. Fall finally made it. When I'm looking out into the distance on AccuWeather, they're not showing anything above like 78. And it got down into the 40s last night. We thought we were going to have to shovel snow this morning. Fall has finally arrived, and it is wonderful to be able to sit on the patio and not sweat. I have an outstanding show coming up for you today. I am pairing a Padron 3000 with Jameson Black Barrel Irish whiskey. I think it's going to be an awesome matchup, so right after this we are going to pop the cork, cut the stick, and get to toasting. While Padron is one of the most well-known cigar brands in the world, with some blends topping well over $20 per just absolutely gorgeous stick, the Padron 1000 blend is not that cigar. Not that it's not a good cigar, it is, but it is a no-nonsense cigar. It's not going to win any awards for its looks or its presentation or its band. It's just basic brown and white band, a rustic wrapper on the outside of the filler and binder, and in some cases probably some really cringe-worthy caps. Might make you wonder if it's actually a Padron at all, but it is. These sticks are, however, oily, well-packed, and bursting with the flavors that Padron is known for. Now, this particular stick is a Nicaraguan Puro. The wrapper, binder, all Nicaraguan. The filler is Nicaraguan. It is a 5.5 by 52 on the ring gauge. They call this the size 3000, which is, they call it a Robusto Extra because it is a ½ inch longer in length and 2 larger on the ring gauge. So visually, again, it's a rustic stick. It's got quite a bit of visible veining on it. I will say that it has basically invisible seams. I can't tell what is a seam and what is a vein. I mean, I can't see seams at all. This particular cap, it is a little cringeworthy. Hopefully they can see that on the camera if you're watching this on live stream. It does seem to kind of go in different directions and have some various little folds in it, but we know it's a good cigar. So, and I do see kind of a slight oil sheen to it, and it does kind of have that feeling of the old paper sacks from the grocery store, which, in my experience, those have been some of the best cigars. Now, on the nose, I get a little bit of sweet and a substantial amount of chocolate, a little bit of earthiness and leather, cedar. It's not a lot of complexity, but it is aromas that you do find pleasing in a cigar. Let's go ahead and give it a cut, see what the cold draw has. I am using the cigar V-cutter, which is what I use most of the time. That's the type of cut I prefer. You have some people that they won't do anything other than guillotine cut, but no, I like the V-cut. I don't know, maybe because it's different. Very easy draw. I get some cocoa with coffee, maybe kind of bordering on a mocha, and I also get some notes of like black cherries. there was a piece of that cap. All right. Now, Jameson Black Barrel. Jameson Black Barrel is pretty similar to the main release of Jameson, their main, the backbone of their whiskey business. The Black Barrel is a blend, but it's comprised of a much higher percentage of single pot still whiskey, which is aged in recharred bourbon barrels and then blended with rare small batch grain whiskey. The exact percentage isn't expressed anywhere, but the richness that's in the dram would indicate that it is a significant amount of single pot still. It's 40% alcohol by volume, so 80 proof. It is a non-age statement, and it is distilled at Middleton. Now, let's get some in a glass. That is the best cork pop I've had in a while, and that just sent chills down my spine. I love the sound of a cork pop. I think I can be a little generous on that pour. All right. I hold this up to the light so that I can see it, and in just the right way so hopefully the folks on live stream can see it too. Visually, it is it's got a really kind of light golden hue to it, say something along the lines of a ripe, ready to harvest wheat field. It's got decent legs. It may be a little thin. On the nose, I get like some grassy notes, some caramel, butterscotch. There's like a lemon zest in the nose that actually kind of gives you the same effect that you have when you like have some lemon and it kind of makes you pucker your cheeks. You actually get a little tickle in your nose. Sorry, I've got football on this afternoon. They're getting a little rowdy. Got some baking spices and also kind of a light fruitiness. It's really kind of difficult to pick out which exact fruit it is. It's probably more than one, but I would say something along the lines of apples and pears. Kind of an orchard fruit. And then you also do pick up some very faint hints of barrel wood on the palate. First thing that I noticed is that before I ever really got a flavor of anything was the mouthfeel was wonderful. It really does kind of provide a little bit of a coating action, which when I looked at it and it was kind of thin visually in the glass, I was afraid that, well, maybe it's going to be very thin going down too, and it just comes in and it just kind of like coats the inside of your mouth. Now I've talked about that so much I forgot what I tasted, so I'm gonna have to try it again. Don't hate the player. Okay, there is a wonderful like explosion of caramel and toffee, orchard fruit like apples and pears. There's quite a bit of vanilla, and there's some cinnamon. And all of this is kind of underpinned, I guess you'd say, by some very fine notes of wood or oak and just a little bit of maltiness. I mean, there's a lot going on in the glass. I don't know that I really find it all that much different from regular Jamesons, but maybe a little. You know, it is a little different. I do think that the varying percentages of pot still to the grain whiskeys, it does make a difference. Now the finish is it kind of hangs with you for a little while. I don't know that I would really call it any more than a medium finish, but it is characterized by quite a bit of malt and fruit and wood, and it does create kind of a wonderful ending to what is a complex yet rather soft drink. And I don't mean soft in a bad way. I just mean it's not harsh. There's basically no alcohol burn in it at all. Not in the nose, not in the palate, not on the finish. And to me, absolutely no spiciness at all. I think it's an excellent drink. I do love Irish whiskey. Like I said, it may be just a little step up from the regular Jamesons, but I don't think it's anything that it's like remarkably different from the regular Jamesons. Now let's go ahead and fire up this Padron, see how these two go together. Using my Rocky Patel Envoy 5 torch. All of you on live stream can see exactly how much smoke came off of that stick. It had a plethora of smoke. Okay. Making notes here. Because even if you smoke a test cigar, the one you do for the show, you might find has some little different nuances to it. So, oh, and hey, I've got a lime tree. I bought it in late spring, and it had 2 limes on it when I bought it. So I'm like, all right. Hadn't had a lime all season that has lived, even though it keeps like 100 blooms on it all the time. The limes are a little larger than the size of a BB, maybe like a ball bearing, a little tiny ball bearing. And then they die and fall off. But I've got like 6 now that are the size of marbles. You know, I love margaritas. You need limes for margaritas. So I'm like, why not have them in the backyard? I'm getting a really nice earthiness, some cocoa and coffee, maybe along the lines of mocha java, and getting some spice. I really do like how the smoke hangs on. People may be like, oh, it's just for show or whatever. But I do kind of judge the quality of a cigar by how long the smoke can remain in the glass when I exhale the smoke into the Glencairn. And look at that. Look at the way that last half inch of smoke is hanging on that glass. That is awesome. I've never had a cigar do that before. I mean, it's almost like, when you see people mix drinks and they'll mix two different kinds of spirits and they'll use a spoon and keep them from mixing. That's exactly what this looks like. For those of you on the podcast that can't see it, go find the live stream and look at that too, because this is just one of those things that you really, I can't properly describe it. It's hilarious. I love it. However, I do think that these two are blending extremely well together. The coffee and the toffee and the caramel and the vanilla and cinnamon from the spirit is blending very nicely with the cocoa and the coffee and the spice that's on the stick. This is an excellent cigar. One way I could describe it is, you know how when you walk into a coffee house, it could be the Bucks or it could be DD or wherever it is where you're locally owned. You walk into a coffee house, you get coffee. That's the aroma you're smelling, but you're also getting this cornucopia of other things from all the drinks that they've mixed that day. You get some little hints of vanilla and some little hints of cinnamon and little hints of this and that, and it all kind of comes in, and you're like, wow, it's this whole conglomeration of flavors, and you've barely even made it in the door. That's kind of what you're getting here. You're getting coffee off the stick, but then you're getting things that go in coffee, like caramel and toffee and cinnamon and vanilla. That's all blending with it, and it is just creating an excellent experience, and I am running way, way long. So, for me to keep the podcast in a reasonable amount of time, I'm going to go ahead and burn this stick down to the halfway mark. Those of you that are been watching live stream, you're going to have to wait until the podcast comes out to see what my final thoughts were. I'll be back right after this short break. Hey, Stoners, I am back. Here at the half, this stick is still, it's pretty earthy with some great coffee flavors that, Padron is known for, ramping up, and the cocoa is kind of intensified in flavor too. And this creates an even more of like a quote-unquote mocha experience. And it is blending very, very well with the palate on the black, the rich palate on the Black Barrel. I mean, it is really, really good. I haven't tried Jameson in a while, and I had forgotten how good it really was. But that creamy caramel and toffee and vanilla, this is actually turning out to be a surprisingly wonderful pairing. I thought it'd be a good pairing, but this is really good. They're doing very, very well together. Take another couple of puffs here. I'm going to go ahead and burn this down to the band, and I will come back and give you my final thoughts. Hey, Stoners, I am back. To wrap this episode up, I would say that this stick and spirit went extremely well together. The Padron 3000 had some very good notes of coffee and chocolate that blended really, really well with the Jameson's Black Barrel and its caramel and toffee and vanilla. I would give the Padron 3000 an 88 matchsticks. This is a great economical cigar that you could smoke on a daily basis. The Jameson Black Barrel, I think, was equally good. I would give it an 86 Whiskey Stones, and I only gave it a little lower rating because it isn't an exceptional difference between the regular Jamesons and the Black Barrel. You do notice some differences, but like I said, it's just not a it's going to blow you away kind of difference. These two went very well together. I think they're very good individually. You could probably pair either one with something different and get just as good a results. I'm definitely going to get back into the Irish whiskey. I've been spending so much time on bourbons and Texas or American whiskeys and scotches that I really have kind of ignored the Irish whiskeys a little, and I need to get back to that. But all in all, I am extremely happy with the way this went today. Other than the technical issues that I've had, I'm going to get better, I promise. Trying to bring in the whole live streaming thing and use Restream and make sure that the sound is on and all these different things. It is a lot to try and work out for a non-technical country boy. But I appreciate all of you. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, all the whistles and everything. The live stream runs, when I do the live stream, it is on Facebook at Sticks-n-Stonez, STICKS-N-STONEZ. That's the Facebook name. It also runs on the Sticks-n-Stonez, same name, Twitter. YouTube, and then Sticks-n-Stonez on Twitter. Instead of the hyphen, it's the underscore. Somebody already had the hyphen taken, damn it. So you can see it on Twitter, and it does run later. It doesn't just run live stream. That's when it's all happening, and you get to see how much of a F-up I can be when it comes to technical stuff. But still, I'm going to get better, promise. I had started working out the whole podcast thing and really getting good at it, and then I wanted to change things up a little bit. So be sure to go to the sticksnstonez.com, STICKSNSTONEZ. There's no hyphens or underscores or anything. It's all jammed together, .com. And you've got access to my blog there where I write about whiskeys or spirits and cigars. I write about sports, probably going to be introducing a few other things, just trying to, make it interesting for everybody. You can also listen to the latest episodes there, and I have a affiliate page, and that page is all the people that I affiliate market for. Pinto Ranch, which is a Texas-based Western wear. I wholeheartedly support Pinto Ranch. You should go and check them out. I also, hey, the kings of the hill, as far as I'm concerned, is Total Wine and Cigars International, because that is where the cigars and the spirits come from. So you definitely go check them out. And then Carhartt Workwear, they make great workwear. Huck, high performance fishing workwear. I'm an outdoor guy, I like to hunt and fish and everything. And Huck has some great products. Go check them out. Just spread the love. If you like the show, go support those folks, because they are helping to keep me going. You can go to the Sticks-n-Stonez Amazon store, and I have something working, because I've been really hitting the health and fitness thing here pretty hard for the last 3 months. I've lost 40 pounds as of today. I would hit the button for applause at that point, but I'm not really sure which one it is, and I don't want to screw it up. I've really kind of gotten into the health and fitness thing, so I've got some stuff coming related to that. Doesn't really have a whole lot to do with cigars and spirits, but So anyway, until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold, and have a great